Greetings, and thank you for joining us for the 50th episode of DC Animation with Spenser and Friends. This is an LMG Podcast Production. Today, I am joined by a dear friend.
Hello, I'm Maurice again.
Maurice is here with us. Maurice, this is your third visit on the show.
Yes.
Thank you for being here. I
Yes,
really
thanks
appreciate
for
it.
having me.
Um, just to remind the people, could you tell us a little bit about your DC consumption? What DC you take in? Comic books, video games, movies, TV shows. What do you like?
I like all of them, but I'm kind of slacking on the TV part, but all of the above. Anything I can get my hands on, I try to intake at least. Mostly video games though.
I like it. I like it. I support that. Well, excellent. I appreciate you for joining us on this journey through DC animation. Today's film is Batman Ninja, released April 24th, 2018. I'm going to read a synopsis in my own words, and then we're just going to talk about it. So, we open at Arkham Asylum, where Batman is trying to stop Grodd's experiment. A time portal opens, and Batman ends up in feudal Japan, where he finds that he is a wanted criminal. Some Joker samurai attack him, but he is able to escape. After the title card, Batman runs into the Joker, and after some monologuing, they fight in the trees. Batman escapes and comes across Catwoman, who lets him know that everyone else arrived 2 years ago, or 2 years before he did. Gotham's villains have each taken over a section of Japan and become feudal lords. They need to get Grodd's time machine, which is being held in Joker's tower. Batman disguises himself as a Christian missionary, and Selina takes him to Alfred, where he has built a Batcave and maintained the Batmobile. The Joker's unit attack with cannonballs, so he uses the Batmobile to hit the Joker's castle, which turns into a giant mech. Batman reaches the Joker, but he uses a mother and child as a diversion. While going to save them, Batman comes across Sumo Bane. He is able to handle Bane with the armored Batsuit, and he's able to save the mother and child, who it turns out is just Harley Quinn in disguise. He gets smacked with me mallet and surrounded by Joker's unit, but right on time, Batman is saved by Bat Ninjas. Batman learns that all the Robins made it, and they have been helped by a Bat clan who believes an ancient prophecy that Batman would arrive and restore order. Batman receives a note from Grodd to meet him at the hot springs. Grodd planned to remove Gotham's villains so that he could take over Gotham himself, but Batman's interference is what got them into the situation they're in now. He proposes that he and Batman work together, and Batman agrees. They meet Joker on the water, and a fight breaks out between the Bat Clan and Joker's army. Of course, Grodd hits them with the old double cross, and Two-Face arrives. The Joker blows up his own ship, intending to kill himself and Batman. During the fight, Catwoman was able to snatch a power converter and makes a deal with Grodd that he can have it as long as he takes her back to the future. The only thing left to do is get the other power converters from Penguin, Poison Ivy, and Slade. Batman wakes up after being out for 2 days and decides to embrace the time period and learn the ways of the ninja. Red Hood finds Harley and the Joker living quietly as farmers and beats their ass. Luckily for them, Batman arrives before Red Hood finishes them off. The Joker tells Batman that he has no memory of the past. 1 month later, each villain gets the castle mech and starts moving toward the field of hell where they will fight for the title of Shogun. The Bat family moves in and the villains fight each other. Grodd then wins the battle and puts the villains under his mind control and reveals that this was the plan all along to take over and build a country for monkeys. Joker arrives to subdue Grodd and Catwoman, and the Bat family saves them from falling to their doom. Joker claims control of the villains and merges all of the castle mechs into a Megazord. In return for saving his life, Grodd saves Robin's life and hands over control of the monkey army to Batman, which Robin goes ahead and handles. He uses the flute to turn them into a giant fused monkey, and then the bats show up and they fuse with the giant monkey to form a giant Batman who punches the Joker's Megazord, punches through the Joker's Megazord. With the mind control broken, each member of the Bat family takes a boss fight, and the Joker reveals that he used a flower to handle the memory loss. Batman and the Joker have a proper one-on-one samurai duel, and then Batman eventually puts the sword down and starts using Bat clone jutsu to win the day. They use the Quake engine to return home, and after some credits, Alfred gives Batman a tux because there has to be a gala, and Catwoman sells some of the items from their trip for money. And that's the movie. So Maurice, what do you think of the movie?
Man, I don't know. I don't know how to feel. I can appreciate it hitting all the, oh yeah, this is anime Batman. That's what this is supposed to be, which cool. And it was fantastic. It was very showy and, like a Michael Bay film. But dude, I don't I,
Yeah. Yeah, no, yeah. Um, I've I remember being excited about this movie when it first came out, and then when I saw it and it was over, I was like, what the fuck did I just watch?
yeah. Yeah. I'm feeling that
What the
currently.
fuck did I just watch? Like this movie, it was beautifully animated,
Yes, absolutely. Oh man.
beautifully animated. But like that's
Uh
all I that's what I got for you. Like
yeah, it was like all the little things too, just it's so good. It was so good, but I don't I'm just confused. They did answer some questions. I was wondering why they had all the mechs. Like, why did every villain decide to build a mech? What is that? How do you even? But they answered that with Grodd, with the mind control, all that. But
and what I'll say, um I love some anime bullshit, but
this is
this
the
was
epitome.
the worst version of anime bullshit. Like this was not anime bullshit done well.
Oh no, not at all. But it
Like
was.
this was poorly done anime bullshit. And again,
Yeah.
I love anime bullshit a lot of times. But let's go ahead and talk through the
Okay.
movie. Before we do that, how did you feel about the voice cast? We've already talked about the art style, and again, in my opinion, beautifully done art style wise. I don't, I'm not like a huge fan of, well, actually, I kind of am. Like, I think that, yeah, like artistically, it was beautifully done. I don't know that it fit Batman, but I mean, it
No.
worked.
Yeah, not necessarily, but it's just like a one-off hero movie is whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's fine. So
Yeah.
it was beautifully animated, but how did you feel about the voice cast?
I don't. Gorilla Grodd, he was probably my one of the favorites on that. I didn't like most of the people's voices, I'll be honest.
Okay. And it's like that sometimes.
Yeah.
So I think I agree. Well, I'm about half and half. So I actually liked the Joker. Because with Joker, it can get bad. Like I feel like most people
Yeah.
either do like their version of Mark Hamill's Joker or they just kind of fuck it up.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not mad. It was what was his name? It was the guy
Oh,
he
Aeon or the head ninja dude.
no, the dude who voiced the Joker was
No, I have
yeah.
no idea.
He's in a lot of things. I know him from Veep, and he is Dr. Psycho in Harley Quinn. But
Oh, that is Dr. Psycho. Oh, that's
yeah,
weird.
because he sounded like Dr. Psycho.
Yeah. Just a
Um,
ramped up version, I guess.
yeah, like him being Doctor, like I knew that's who it was because he kind of sounded like Dr. Psycho. And of course,
Yeah.
um, Azula was Catwoman and
Yeah.
Raven
That,
was Poison,
was weird.
or Azula was Catwoman and Raven was Harley Quinn,
Y-
which
Well,
always happens.
wait, was she?
Yeah, that was Tara Strong.
Oh, it was Tara Strong. Oh, okay. I was thinking, what old girl was that? Tara in Teen Titans too?
What? I don't think she was Tara.
No, dang, who am I thinking of then? Oh man,
Maybe
I
she
don't
was.
know.
I
But
don't know.
yeah,
I know she was Raven though.
that's
Um,
weird. I forget she is Raven.
and then Red Hood sounded like Sasuke to me.
No, yeah, he was. That's exactly who that was. Oh,
Yeah.
that's weird.
And one of the Robins
Oh,
was
so
Will
weird.
Friedle from Batman Beyond. I don't know which. I don't remember which Robin it was. I don't know if it was Dick or if it was
I think it
Tim.
was Red Robin.
Okay, but yeah,
I
one of the
think.
Robins was Batman Beyond,
Yeah,
and then
Terry McGinnis or whatever.
yeah, and
Yeah.
then this is a Batman. I've heard this Batman's voice before, um, but not a huge like he's low on my list of Batman
Mm,
voices, like very
okay.
low. Like
Yeah.
I
Oh,
wouldn't pick him if it was up to me.
that's kind of crazy. Now that you say that, I don't remember what he sounded like.
Doesn't matter.
That's crazy. What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah, like
Huh.
it again. So I fucks with Grodd. Like
Yeah.
Grodd had a great voice and
Yeah.
Slade had a good voice.
Yes. I like
Um,
Slade too.
I had no feelings about Two-Face. I mean, and these are people who
Yeah, I mean,
Grodd
he's
had
okay.
some lines, but like everybody else kind of didn't really have lines.
Yeah. Yeah,
Um,
I kind of I was mad about that. Like, why did they dog everybody else out? Especially like the whole ninja army. Like,
yeah,
who's the other two lieutenant dudes? Like, I want to see what they can do. Like, I want to see people fight, but they just kind of, I don't know.
yeah. And then the dude who was like the head of the Bat Clan, like the one who talked about the prophecy and all that, I know I've
Yeah,
heard him in stuff. I just don't know where,
that's
but I
Hanzo.
know I've heard him.
Yeah, it's Hanzo Hasashi, isn't it?
That no, I can pick Hanzo out of a crowd. That wasn't Hanzo. If it was Hanzo, my bad. But I'm pretty sure that wasn't
Maybe
Hanzo.
no, the new one, the Bihan one.
When I think of Hanzo, I think of Hiroyuki Sanada,
Oh, the
and
old. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, and that no, I know that wasn't him.
yeah. Okay, yeah, no, definitely not him. Never mind.
Yeah, but who, whatever, it's fine.
Yeah, what was his name? Was it Aeon? Aeon? What was his name?
Yeah, I think it was Aeon or
Weird.
Ion.
That's so weird. It's cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
but yeah, but yeah, all the other villains didn't really talk much. Penguin may have been SpongeBob, but I'm
I
not
can see.
100% sure on that either.
Well, no, what's the one where he's like really stubby and like with sharp teeth and the like he's like a ball. Which one is that? Is that animated Batman?
I mean, he's that way in Batman Returns when Danny DeVito played him.
Oh no 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 with that voice, the real like the real nasal one, you know? You know what I'm talking about?
But
Yeah,
yeah,
he had that going on, the heavy penguin voice. Ugh,
yeah.
yeah.
I
Okay.
yeah. I don't know which one you're talking about specifically, but also I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like all in the throat. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah, it's very nasal, a lot
yeah.
nasal.
But
Yeah,
I thought he was good. I thought he was fine.
yeah. This was like it was fine. But yeah, like not the Batman I would have picked. I didn't hate the Joker. Um, I was happy with Grodd. So yeah,
How did you feel about everyone's outfits and hairstyles?
very anime. Um, they
Um,
yeah, it was because some of them were just straight up anime, and some of them were like time period appropriate.
Nightwing and Robin. Yep, that's
Yeah, like
exactly what I was gonna say.
Nightwing's hair was so anime.
He had the
Like
Super Saiyan hair, the
he had the
standing straight
most
up sharps.
anime hair
Yeah,
I have ever seen. Like that was
uh,
one of those like what are dumb Americans gonna love?
yeah. I
Yeah,
mean,
let's give him some
that's right.
straight up
It
anime
looked good
hair.
on him. No, it's fine. It looked good on him.
Yeah, he was making it work. But
Yeah. I didn't
yeah,
like Robin and Batman whenever he's a monk when he's in incognito.
that
I
was
couldn't do that.
that was time period accurate though.
Yeah, yeah, correct. Which is exactly what it is. But
Oh
Hate
yeah,
that.
I
Hate that
also hate
so
that. I hate it. Like, what are you doing?
yeah.
But yeah, that
Oh
was
man.
very like that was one of the things I was like, that actually looks great. Like
Yeah.
as far
Like,
as what I have
but
seen from that time period,
historically
yeah.
accurate. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now everyone's they had good drip. Like everybody's outfits were on point. I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Loved
Again,
all that.
beautifully animated.
Yes. They
And
did
yeah,
such
like
a good job with that. Oh
yeah, like
man.
the stills from it,
Yes.
really
Yeah.
good.
Oh, it's so crazy. And then the whole part where Harley Quinn and Joker lose their memory or whatever, quote unquote.
Yeah, like that
How
whole
that's
yeah,
like
that
hand
scene
drawn the
and
whole
how
thing.
it
Yeah,
was
yeah,
yeah.
gorgeous. I was, oh my, that's the one thing that I will take from this. The
Yes.
animation was on point,
It
man.
was excellent. And that's
Yeah.
one thing anime knows how to do. And they
Yep,
they leaned into that here.
they did. They did a good job too.
So yeah, at
Mhm.
least there was that.
Yeah, at least.
So one thing, since we're talking about outfits and stuff, I love that everybody was wearing something that was time period appropriate except Alfred. Alfred was still in that
He's
tux.
still in this suit. Yeah, man.
He was
Hey,
still in that
look.
same suit. Like Alfred don't give a fuck. Alfred's like, I'm a fucking Alfred.
I mean, he kind of had a little
He
ponytail in
had
the
a
back,
little
but
he
that
had a
was
little
it.
Japanese
That
ponytail.
was it. That was
Yeah,
it.
that was as far as he was going. He was like, I
Yeah,
am British,
yeah, yeah.
and
He
that's
don't
what
need.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
he
be.
don't need to change at all. That was
Yeah.
perfect.
Like that was it was so funny to me. I was like, how is Alfred still in the same
Yeah,
outfit he got like teleported in?
but no need to change.
Well,
I
yeah,
look
I'm
good.
sure he's like, why?
Yeah, okay.
This is what I rock. This
Yep.
is
You're
me,
right.
and I'm gonna be myself.
Yeah.
So, oh, it was so funny.
Man.
But yeah, so we open at Arkham Asylum, and Grodd is working on something, and Batman is trying to stop him, and we're in the current time period when this happens. And then we just see this big purple Michael Bay explosion. And that is a time portal opening. And then Batman, tries to stop it and then ends up just appearing in Japan.
Yeah.
And again, feudal Japan, like Japan way back when.
Yeah.
And whatever, that's fine. But he immediately notices that he's in Japan.
I know where this is going now. I forgot about this. Oh, keep going. Oh, my bad. Continue.
So he notices he's in Japan, and then he sees a flyer basically with his face on it, being like, "Oh, I'm a I'm a wanted criminal
Oh, yeah, one poster for me.
for
Oh,
me."
it's in Japanese too. Oh, this is okay.
Huh,
I know where I am now.
interesting. And then some Joker
Immediately.
samurais show up,
Yep.
and they just know English.
Like, hey, you. What? Hey, what the fuck?
What the fuck?
I thought about that halfway through the movie. Like, what happened with that? What? Why did he do that? That was so pointless.
Yep.
I mean, it was a good way because I think it was supposed to be watched in Japanese, probably. But
Yes. Yeah,
that,
it was originally in Japanese.
yeah, so it makes sense. But
And yeah, like I'm guessing it was in English for us.
yeah,
Like
yeah, but
also
still,
because all the villains knowing like there are a lot of people who know English and that made sense, but yeah, like all of his samurai knowing English, the Joker, the fact that the Joker was able to build anything, yeah, all that, I'm like,
yeah,
oh, all right,
that don't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all.
but whatever, we're
But
not
hey,
supposed to think about that.
yeah, movie magic.
Yeah, the movie's got to happen. And so, yeah, they show up and, Batman just beats him up real quick, nice and easy. And then he disappears in the smoke. And then we see, the title card where they're telling us the name of the movie. And then Batman comes across the Joker because he's like, I gotta go find the Joker. Obviously, he's here. And the Joker just starts monologuing because, that's how it's gotta be.
Yeah.
And eventually that turns into a fight where they start fighting in the trees. And this fight was pretty nice.
Oh
Like,
yeah, the blade fans. Oh yeah, yeah,
yeah, like straight
yeah.
katana.
Uh, oh
Like
yeah.
he was doing, yeah, he was doing the katana for Mortal Kombat. And yeah, of course they were talking like, I would stop throwing fans if you would let them hit you. What are you doing?
Yeah,
So,
I like that part. There was parts where the Joker, yeah, it is a love hate thing with me and this Joker, honestly. Because there
yeah.
are sometimes I'm just like, he's doing way too much, and other times like that, it's like, oh yeah, you're perfect for it. But yeah, no, so my bad. Go ahead, continue.
No, you're good. One thing I love that happened whenever he was being attacked by the Jokers and he like threw the smoke bomb and was trying to escape, he like looked to the sky to grapple on a building and there was
Yeah.
nothing
Oh
there.
yeah, yeah. Muscle memory, man.
Hilarious
Yeah, dude.
and beautifully accurate. Like, I'm glad
Yep.
that that little piece was in there because
Yeah.
that's one of those things where I'm like, yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it's
how
the
that's
little
gonna
things,
go.
man. It's perfect.
It was perfect. So yeah, like the little things like that, I'm like, see, good job. So it took me a minute to hate this movie
Yeah. Yeah, it's so
because,
weird. It's because it
like,
was only in the second half. I was just like, man, what
yeah,
is this? What's going on? What are we doing?
exactly. Because the first time I watched it, I remember hating it, and so, but I didn't remember it very vividly. So this time, watching the first half of it, I was like, did I really hate it that much? And then yeah,
And then you're like, oh, yeah.
there was a turn,
Yeah, yeah.
and we'll talk
I
about it.
guess I did. Oh, I remember now.
Yep,
Oh
I was like,
man.
ah, this is yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude. And
So
I always wondered why y'all never spoke about this. I was like, what happened to that? Because when we first saw it, everybody was pretty hyped, but then it disappeared.
it
I heard
disappeared.
nothing else about it.
Uh-huh.
Makes sense now. It completely makes sense.
Yep.
Oh, dude, man, Jesus Christ. Mm.
Ooh, so yeah, Batman escapes and he comes like he just finds Catwoman. Good on you
Hmm.
for
Yeah.
she did the kitty kitty bullshit,
Yeah.
and she explains the situation to him. So we need her to tell us, like, oh, that's the reason they're already established and all that. And the reason the Joker already, set shit up is because he knew you were coming, but you weren't here yet. We all got here 2 years ago. We assume you were further away from the thing, and that's why it took you longer, even
Yeah.
though it feels like all of Batman's people that should have applied to them, but whatever.
Yeah.
Because wasn't Alfred like on the street at
Yeah.
the
In the
car? Like,
car. Yeah.
but
Anyway.
whatever.
Yeah.
Don't think about it. The
Yeah.
movie's got to happen.
I'd see that's one of the things I do like the explanations for the weird bullshit that's happening. I do kind of appreciate it, but
Same.
it still don't really make sense. But thank you for the
Yeah.
explanation. I
Yeah, like
appreciate it.
yeah, that's how I felt. I was like, appreciate you trying, but
Yeah,
like
you
not
try.
not not a great explanation, but it
Not
works.
not the best, but hey, appreciate it. It's
Yeah,
good.
we'll make it work. We'll do what we
Yeah.
can with it.
Jesus.
And so we learn that each of Gotham's villains has a situation. Another thing, Batman like tries to get online and he's like, all the satellites are down. It's like, what the fuck? What you know where you are.
Yeah,
Like
I
that's
didn't
not a
fully.
thing yet. But
Uh, yeah.
but
Again,
whatever.
it's the little things.
Yeah. And I mean you gotta try, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Jesus.
So they need Grodd's time machine, and Grodd's time machine is in Joker's tower. So it's like, all right. And then, as we said, Batman disguised himself as a Christian missionary, and he looked great. Like that.
Yeah,
That was very much
that was
accurate.
yeah, dude.
So, yeah, I will say in this movie, like Bruce, that chin,
Dude, yeah. Yeah, man.
that
Oh
that that
man, yeah.
chin, like
Whenever, yeah, when he had his bat suit on with just the mutton chops parts on, that thing was fucking was
yeah,
down to
that
that's
that yeah,
crimson pin right there, dude.
that was a
That's ridiculous.
crimson chin. And it's
Yeah,
so funny because I'm sure
sweet.
that the people in Japan that animated this were like, we know that Americans love a
American, yeah.
defined jaw,
Yeah.
like a very
Yeah.
pronounced. So they
I
gave
guess
him
they're
the
not
crimsonish
wrong.
chin. No, they're
Yeah.
not wrong
But
because yeah,
he's
they
one
were
of the
like,
strong ones.
they were like, this is what they like, and so this is what we're gonna do.
Yep, we're gonna give it to him. Yep,
Yeah,
okay. Hey,
on
appreciate
women,
it.
On women, they like big titties. On men,
Yep.
they like a big jaw. So they
Oh
gave him that
man.
jaw.
And they definitely gave Catwoman them jugs. That's
Oh,
crazy.
oh, oh yeah. Oh
That's
yeah.
crazy.
Because
That's crazy.
whenever I saw her, I was like, that there's no way you're that agile and you look like that. That's just not a thing.
Yep.
Like that's not how it works.
That is dumb. That's not a thing. You're right.
But whatever. We knew that's anime. Like
Yeah,
that's very
that's
much anime. So I was like,
correct.
yep, that is very correct as far as anime proportions.
Yeah. Oh man.
And so they're able to get to Alfred, and he, has a bat cave. He's maintained the Batmobile. Alfred just like job never stopped for
Yep.
Alfred. Alfred is
The-
always on his P's and
yeah.
Q's. And another thing, I don't know who voiced Alfred, but I still have not heard a bad Alfred.
Yeah. No, yeah, it's I would say it's impossible, but we'll see.
Yeah, that's the thing. All you need is like a British dude
Hmm.
who has just as many splashes of sarcasm as you want. Like you can just do like a tiny splash, or you can just douse him in sarcasm. It's whatever you want to
Yeah,
do.
it really don't matter, man.
Yeah, but yeah, I just need like a good distinguished uh British
Yeah,
man
like
and we're
a
good.
gentleman British. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
A gentleman. Yes,
Yeah,
a gentleman.
yeah, man.
Yeah, a kingsman or yeah, whatever.
Occasion. Yeah, correct. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
So, um the Joker's people find the Batcave and just start, hitting it with cannonballs. And so Batman is like, "Oh, okay, that's fine.
I'll come over there.
Yeah, no, I'll come see you. If
Don't
you
worry.
gonna attack
I'll,
me?
I'll be over there in a minute.
Yeah, I'm on my
Give me-
way."
Oh, wait, sorry. Oh
And so
man.
yeah, he gets the
I do like how
Batmobile.
quick it went under the water though. That was neat. I love that. That
Yeah.
was pretty good.
So yeah, and we
Um,
see this Batmobile. This is a Batmobile that turns into all the things.
yeah, the all
So
in
yeah, like it's the all-in-one. It goes from the Batmobile to the Bat Jet to
the
the Bat
uh
Cycle to the Bat Suit.
yeah, all right. So that was a new addition. That was weird. I've never seen that before. Because as soon as it popped out with the hands on that front wheel, I was like, that those are hands. Like those are obviously hands. That's
Yeah,
weird. Why is
they're
that?
very
That's what it
clearly
turned into a
hands.
suit. I know it is. Like
Yep.
that's what the hell. But it was cool. And, I mean weird, but cool. It's anime, I guess. They gotta have some mecha in it. So
Yeah,
and
and
you know,
they probably wanted to fit in all of Batman's things, but also make it make sense for the fact that he's in this time period.
yeah.
So, yeah, his Batmobile turning into all of these things, like, you know what? Whatever.
It's let's top it off with a mecha suit. All
Yeah,
right, sure.
they love the mech suit
They love their mechs.
because yeah, like the Joker's castle turns into a giant mech, which is
Yep.
that's
And
what
then all of them turn into giant mechs, and then it turns into one Megazord. It's like,
uh-huh.
oh,
And
this
don't
is
worry, we're gonna get there
man. All right, yeah,
because
you're right. Continue.
what the
Continue.
yeah. So, um, they the Joker, he gets to the Joker, and the Joker's like, well, there's a mother and child that have randomly appeared that are
Yeah.
down there that are going to die. So, too bad you're going to
Hmm.
have to go save them
I
instead
didn't like
of chasing
this.
me.
This is such a stupid part. I hate this part. It's so dumb. It's cliche and it's just terrible. It's like,
Yes,
hey, Batman, how does he know there's a child under there? I can't see a fucking child. What? Why do you just believe that? Where's Harley at? She was just here, bro. What are you doing? Like,
but he can't risk it.
man, I don't make sense. That don't make
He,
it make sense, man.
he
Make it
can't
make sense.
risk it. He's got to save those people.
I feel like they quote unquote tricked the Batman way too much in this movie. Way too much. I don't appreciate it.
Yeah, that could be the case. And I think that speaks to Batman refusing to embrace the situation. Like he's trying to live in a world that doesn't make sense, and so he has to adapt to the world that he's in. And once he does that, he, wins the day. But until he does that, he just keeps losing.
When he said, "I'll be there." I'll be there, Ninja Batman. Yeah,
Yes,
okay.
I think that was the lesson that he had to learn was you can't like you have to adapt to the situation. You can't be your old self. You have to be something new for the new situation and yeah, all that.
Okay. Okay.
And there has to be some struggle and there has to be some realization,
Yeah.
all that. Because
Yeah.
everybody else has had 2 years to adapt to the situation. And
Yeah.
we learned that Batman is able to do it in a matter of hours. Well, I guess days.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But we see Sumo Bane, which
Yeah. That
makes
was nice.
no fucking sense.
Not at all, but I love that. I loved it. Don't score it. Don't score it. Don't score it, boy. That was pretty
Because
good.
first of all, I guess we definitely see two versions of Bane. A lot of times we'll see just a dumb henchman Bane, and then sometimes we'll see Bane for what he actually is supposed to be, like
Yeah.
highly intelligent and super
Yeah.
capable.
Yeah.
And I guess this was a henchman Bane, but he was speaking pretty much only Japanese.
Yeah, no, no, like actually, he was just doing the sumo noises and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
B, how is he doesn't have like he's not able to supply himself with venom for two
Yeah.
years unless he just already has 2 years worth of venom on him.
Yeah. I didn't understand this part either.
Three,
Because he
how did
definitely he was juiced too because he had his veins popping and stuff. But
yeah,
well,
and
I
like
mean,
I don't I I like I like it and I hate it.
yeah.
Like
I guess
cool
he
idea, but like how?
maybe. Oh, okay. Maybe it was actually the smart chemist Bane, and he found out how to make it since he's been here for 2 years, and he was just being stupid with the Doskoi and all that. I don't know.
All right.
Um,
That's a good
I don't know, man. I don't know.
good move. Good way to okay.
I mean, maybe. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, I don't either. And that's going to be one of those things we're just going to have to because he was just a blip on the radar for this
yeah,
movie. Like they just like
yeah.
snuck him in. They sprinkled in some Bane just because.
I think he had maybe 3 lines.
Yeah, and they
Yeah.
were sumo. Like
Yep. We're sumo. Yes.
so Batman the final form of the Batmobile was the armored Batsuit and he's able to, handle Bane with that because that was what was going to need to happen.
Yep.
Like just as he was, nope. And so he saves the mother and child, and it was Harley Quinn. And I'm sure we knew that. And
Yeah.
she smacks the shit out of him with me
Yeah.
mallet.
Yeah. That first hit was. I like that. I enjoyed that. That was a. I'm swinging for the fences type of hit. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
And that's the thing. That's what
Yeah.
she does. Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. She cracks it. She cranks it back and cracks it with the face.
Yeah. And it don't matter who it is because
Yeah.
in Return of the Joker, whenever she hit Jason,
Oh man, that
she
was
cocked that thing back.
that
Like I
was
was like, he is
awful.
a child.
That
And
was awful. That didn't
yep.
matter.
Oh, I'm
That is
sorry, it
the
was Tim.
enemy.
It was Tim in
Oh
Batman
man.
Beyond. But yeah, or yeah. Anyway, yeah.
Oh
So
yeah.
she
I
knocks the shit out
like
of
when she
him.
has the big hammer. The big hammer is always fun. The mallet,
Yes.
me mallet. Yeah.
Yes. I love me mallet.
Oh man.
And he gets surrounded by Joker's people. And luckily for him, there's a clan of bat ninjas that show up right on
That
time.
just right on time.
Right on time. Yeah, the
Oh,
bats
that was
show
the
up and
first
then
moment. It was like, I
yeah, that's
mean,
that's when we started to be like,
yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when that started. That was the first instance of ah, something ain't right.
Yeah,
Right.
like that was the first time I really like squinted and I was like,
Yeah.
huh.
Yeah. Interesting.
Uh,
Okay.
okay. That's where we're
Okay.
going.
Yep. Yep. Which I
And
guess
it's
so.
called Batman Ninja, so I should have
Yeah, that's
known.
what I'm saying. I guess we should have expected it, but still, that's weird.
And
That's fine.
I will say the cover felt more like Batman Samurai than Batman Ninja, and so
Yeah.
I didn't know. I guess I didn't know if we were gonna do like actual ninjas or if we were gonna do like Naruto ninjas.
Apparently, it was Naruto. The in.
We're going to
We'll
talk
get there.
about it.
We'll get there. We'll get
Yep.
there. We'll get there. It's fine. It's fine. Go ahead.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
so
Man.
Batman learns that all of the Robins are there, like all of them, like the entire Bat
Mhm.
family made it.
Except for
And
yeah,
yeah,
or
and
Batwoman. Sorry. Or
yes,
both. Yeah. Okay. There you go.
yeah, Barbara's not there,
Oh.
and whatever. And there's also a Bat Clan, and the head of them, Ion. Let's say Ion.
That that guy.
I yeah, Ion explains the whole like ancient prophecy that Batman will come and restore order to Japan and all that. And it's like, okay,
Dude. Second squint.
yeah. I'm like,
Keep
oh,
keep
a
going.
prophecy. Oh, okay.
All right.
All right. That's what we're doing. Oh, okay. And again, I'm like, whatever. The movie's gonna
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah.
So Batman then receives a handwritten note from Grodd, and he's like, "Oh, this shit is in English, huh?" And
Mm,
I'm glad that that was pointed out.
yeah.
And he has him meet him at the hot springs, and Grodd, knows he's there. And I love when Grodd talks.
Yeah. He's man. I don't know who that is, but that man was on point.
He was
Oh
cooking. Like
man.
he did a
Yeah.
great job as Grodd. And I love when Grodd talks because even in an earlier episode when we discuss Superman Batman Public Enemy, Batman is, it's a situation where everybody's after Batman and Superman. Like there's basically been a hit put out on them. And Grodd is, mind controlling people. And
Mhm.
Solomon Grundy is just, speaking very eloquently.
Yeah.
And Batman is like, I know that speech pattern.
You're that ain't right. I
Yeah,
know you.
absolutely not.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like I love when Grodd is able, like, give Grodd the mic.
Yeah, every time. Whenever it like showed him sitting in that throne and he commenced the like, I was like, oof, man, that was good.
Yeah,
You perfect, dude.
yeah.
Oh man.
I kind of fucks with Grodd as a main villain.
Yeah, absolutely.
And yeah, Grodd was borrowed from Flash as far because I think Grodd is
Well,
a
yeah,
Flash villain.
yeah, he is.
But Grodd being a Batman villain tracks. Like
Yeah,
I'm good with it.
yeah. Well, I guess he's one of those multi-villains, but he originated Flash, I guess.
Yeah, and yeah, that's probably right.
Yeah.
So they meet at the hot springs, and Grodd is like, "Why don't you come on in? The water's fine."
Hmm.
And Batman is like, what are we doing? Why did
I'm
you?
good.
You're the reason we're here." And Grodd was like, "Well, I mean, am I? Because you kind of
Yeah,
fucked my thing up, and that's
yeah.
why we're here." And
And he's not wrong.
he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh
but
man.
whatever. Grodd,
Mm.
says like, my plan was to get rid of all your villains so that you wouldn't have to worry about them, and I was going to claim Gotham as my own. But your interference is what got us here. So you know what? Let's just call a truce.
Let's just call a
Let's
truce.
agree to disagree, and
Uh,
let's just go ahead and fix it together.
mm,
And Batman is like, well, shit, okay. I guess we both want the same thing here. So they meet
mm.
the Joker on the water, and a fight breaks out. Now, I will say this fight felt like Soul Calibur to me.
What do you mean?
Like it just looked like a
Oh,
Soul
oh, oh,
Calibur,
oh, 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 oh,
like
them
the fighting
both
on
of
the
them on the
boat.
roof. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah. Oh, because of the way it changed the because it was like because you know how you sidestep that.
Yeah,
There was a lot of that, and then
yeah.
knockbacks towards that edge,
And everybody had a weapon of some kind,
and they
and
kept switching sides. Yeah, that was exactly like a fighting game. That was weird.
yeah, but yeah, it was
Right.
built like a fighting game that Japan would have made.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Soul Calibur came to mind just while I was watching it because, I'm sure that Cervantes has a pirate ship that they fight on in one of the games or something. Um,
Pretty
yeah,
close.
yeah, it just felt like I don't know. And then Harley Quinn kind of looked like Tira at one point. And yeah, I don't know. It just felt like Soul Calibur to
Oh,
me.
is that the ring girl?
Yes.
Oh, okay, okay, okay. Yeah, yeah, I
So
can see that. Yeah, I can see that too.
so
If she
yeah,
had green on, yeah, that'd be perfect, actually.
yeah. See, like it just reminded me of Soul Calibur, and it took me back to a better time.
When I was in my youth.
Yes, in my
Come on, man.
youth.
Oh,
Yes.
God, it's okay. I swear.
So, they start fighting, throwing hands, throwing fists, throwing weapons, and all that. And of course, during that fight, Grodd is like, haha, double cross. And Two-Face
Again,
arrives.
why didn't we see that coming, Batman? What? Come on, man. Like,
Come on,
what,
man.
what are we doing, man?
What are we doing? You should have known. You should
Yeah,
have been prepared for that.
it should have, bro. Whatever, I guess.
But whatever, I guess.
Mm,
Yeah. Um, so the Joker is like, I'm gonna blow this whole shit up. And Batman is like, no, please don't.
I'm sorry. Oh, yeah, he was. So
Yeah,
you said that, that was like the perfect reaction to that. Please, please don't.
I would
But
really appreciate it if you just didn't do that. That'd be great.
oh, and him being the asshole that he is.
The
Nope.
Joker was like, no, we're doing this.
No, we here. Uh,
And of course, they lived somehow,
I
but the movie's
man,
gotta happen.
so there was like three different instances where somebody got like point blank into an explosion and just lives. Like
Yeah, fine.
what is going on? What
Yep.
is happening?
What are we doing?
Man, what are we doing? Oh, entertaining, I guess.
Well, yeah, like whatever. We should have known because again,
Yeah.
like explosions don't kill people.
Yeah. Bullets do.
Yeah, you gotta fall. No, if you no, I'm sorry. You have to be crushed. If you're crushed,
Oh,
you're dead.
yeah. We,
Otherwise,
we have to see it happen.
yeah.
Yep. Mm-mm-mm.
But anyway, um, Catwoman snatches the power converter from Harley Quinn and is like, "Hey, Grodd, I'm gonna make you a deal. I will give this back to you if you take me back to my time." And Grodd is like, "Fine, that's what you want to do. All right.
Man, again, what are we doing?
What are we doing?"
Oh, this ain't gonna go wrong.
No, not at all.
Oh,
No, not at all.
man.
Of course, Grodd is to be trusted after
Yes,
that.
again. What are we doing? All right, whatever. I'm sorry.
But I'm
Continue.
sure that she thought, well, I'm a double crosser also, and Grodd's not getting this unless, yeah, I'm sure that she figured she was fine. But
No, no, no.
yeah. So, question for you: how did you feel about Poison Ivy's look? Because she didn't look like Poison Ivy, but she looked like anime to me, anyway.
Yeah, yeah.
Like they had to tell me she was Poison Ivy because I would not have known that was Poison Ivy.
No. I get she's recognizable, but I mean, she was okay. I didn't care about her in this one, honestly.
Okay. I thought Penguin
So
looked pretty good, and I thought that Deathstroke looked appropriate.
yeah, they did the old man Deathstroke, which is
Yes, and
I
honestly,
appreciate that.
Slade should be old. Like I
Yeah.
don't
No, yeah,
know, like
that's how it should be. It's fine. It's
yeah, like a
perfect.
young Slade is not something we should see.
Correct.
Especially since this is an older Batman, since he's got all the Robins.
Ooh. How'd you feel about Slade missing those shots on Red Hood while he's running straight at him? How'd you
Yeah,
feel about
what are we doing? What we're
that?
gonna
Like,
get no,
what?
we're gonna get
That,
there because I had feelings about that.
what is
I had
happening?
feelings
Okay.
about that.
I'll just
Um,
shoot your gun. All right, go
yeah.
ahead.
So Batman wakes up from his coma because he was in a fucking explosion,
Yeah.
and he decides, you know what? Clearly, my way is not getting it done. So I need to fully embrace this time period that I'm in and learn the way of the ninja, and that's what's gonna do it.
Man.
And that was one of those things where I'm like, I'm sure that everybody told you that, but now that it's your idea, it's a great idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now that you said it, yes, great
Uh,
idea, Bruce.
I
Let's do
didn't
that.
particularly like this Batman very much, but
You
it's
know,
okay.
you know.
Yeah.
It's whatever. And then we get, I don't know if this is when it happened, but we get kind of like a video game style montage of them like explaining things. And it really felt like a video game because I can't tell you how many times I've played a video game where it'll just be like a still of a person posing and then the dialogue of their voice and all that. And then like a
Oh,
map behind them or like stuff happening. Like it
or
was
like the
very
picture
Dynasty
is like
Warriors to me.
slowly moving. Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
yeah. I'm talking about. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like it was very Dynasty Warriors and Samurai Warriors because I
yeah,
that's the game that came to mind whenever I'm like playing story mode as one of the people and they're,
yeah,
monologuing through their own experience and yeah. And the
yeah,
map that we're about to play and, their
yeah, yeah.
relationship with yeah, all that.
Oh man, that was a good
So,
game.
yes. And
Yeah.
honestly, again,
Mhm.
those moments beautiful.
Yes. I guess that's where it makes sense. The ending makes sense now, I guess. But I still don't.
You
Uh,
don't love it.
yeah, no, it's not great.
So, now we're to the point because the explosion has happened and so Red Hood locates the Joker and Harley, who are just living quietly as farmers. And Red Hood is ready to put them down.
Boy, I kind of felt bad, dude.
Yeah,
Knowing I knew that they were faking, dude. Like I knew. I, I, I kind of felt like there might have been like, oh, ancestors, they found each other somehow, and they just look like, I'm like, nah, that's them. That's them.
that's
There's
them.
no way. And he was like, no, they definitely forgot. I was like, nah, man, Red Hood's right. Put them down.
Red Hood was right.
Nah, man.
And they gave him, like, he was modeled after kind of like the OG Red Hood, like the
Yeah,
tall,
yeah, yeah.
because,
About
yeah,
or whatever.
yeah, because
Yeah,
for those who don't know, whenever the Joker was the Red Hood, it was, a very tall helmet that anybody could really wear.
yeah,
And yeah, all that. But yeah, he finds them and he's, putting hands on them, and then Batman shows up and is like, that crazy's not in his eyes, and you can't hide that.
uh, not true, but okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Red Hood was like, you know what? This is your show, Bruce. So you do what you want, but just know
Boy,
if
he
it's up
was
to me,
man. I felt so terrible. Dog. That was gender equality. It was awful. It was
yeah,
like she was like, "Don't hit him, move." Pop. Like, oh, hey, Jason, calm down, man. Like,
equal rights, equal lefts.
man, it's like,
Like he didn't care because, but
man.
he knew what they were.
Yeah, yeah, and he like you said, he was right. Like,
He
I,
was not wrong. So, and
damn, man.
this is Jason. Like,
Yeah, yeah.
so yeah, I was like, yeah,
Mm,
because that's how Harley was hitting people with that with me mallet. So
yeah,
yeah, Jason was like, no, you get some of these too.
yeah, boy. That first hit was terrible too. He started stomping on him like, oh man, you was not
Yep.
playing, man. That's crazy.
And I'm
Oh
not mad at
man.
him.
Yeah, I felt bad, but no, I'm not mad at him either. Like,
Yeah,
oh
that's the thing.
man.
Once you saw the Joker start laughing, then you were like, well,
Yeah.
god
Like,
damn it.
yeah. It's like, oh man, hey, should have
You
shot
should
you.
have
God
you should have let
dang.
Jason do what he was doing.
Yeah. Why'd you miss, Jason? Why'd you miss?
Yeah.
God dang.
But
Uh,
of course, they had no memory, and Batman is convinced that they have no memory because
yeah.
they actually had no memory.
And then
And
somehow they smelled some. Cause what was that flower? It looked very familiar.
I am not sure,
Dang, I
but
should have looked that up. Dang.
I don't know how the Joker knew the explosion would wipe his memory. And, like
I don't,
I, do- uh,
don't,
what?
don't either. I don't
Cool.
know.
That was one of those things. I was like, okay, you're
Yeah.
stretching a little bit,
Yeah.
but because
I was like, ha
usually,
ha ha! I knew you were gonna know that. What? What are you? No, stop.
because whenever they do anime bullshit like that, whenever they explain like how somebody got around something or how like it usually at
Yeah,
least kind of makes sense. But
yeah.
yet
This is
this
this is
one, I was
boy.
like, so you restoring your memory and like setting up for that, that makes sense to me. But how you lost
Oh,
your memory and how you knew you'd lose your memory, that's where I'm like, no.
now you just made me think of something. Didn't he say later in the movie that they caught him by surprise when they jumped him like that?
Um, if he did, that means he knew. That means his memory
That
wasn't gone.
that means none of it makes fucking sense. That's
Okay,
what that
cool,
means.
cool. Okay,
Oh, goody.
yep, yep,
So,
good. Okay.
pretty good movie, guys. Go take a watch.
Mhm. So 1 month later, each villain, they have their giant mech suit, and we just see like each of them get, their suit ready. And they each it's anime, so each of them has to call it like they have to announce it in order for
Yeah,
it to transform.
and say the whole name.
Whole name because it's anime.
Oh,
And like it's not real. It doesn't happen unless you call it out.
unless you say what it is,
You have
duh.
to announce it out
Those are the
loud
rules. Of
because those are the
course.
rules.
Yeah, man. Jesus.
So yeah, it doesn't transform unless it's all voice activated. Like that's
Yeah.
that's 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 the rules. That's the facts
Yep. You
about
gotta have
anime.
the enthusiasm. Yep.
And so they all, announce their transformations and then, things start moving. And they're all meeting in the field of hell. And Grodd is in Joker's tower, ready to get this thing started.
Yeah.
And of course, the Batman has learned all of the ninja ways, and they all start moving toward the fight on horseback. Again, I'm brought back to Dynasty Warriors for that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And, they all start fighting each other, and Grodd eventually wins because that was his whole plan. And then he mind controls everybody. And, with the shogi pieces, I think that's shogi. Um,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and then, he's like, and this was my plan all along.
Yeah.
And whenever he said he wanted to build a country of monkeys, I had to pause it because I
Yeah.
got kind of pissed off.
I mean, that's usually his MO. That's
But
kind of what it is.
the
We
problem
all
is,
know.
the problem is Grodd is
Yeah,
not a fucking monkey.
yeah, I know. I
His
know.
name is Gorilla Grodd,
Yes.
and he's not a monkey. So, like, why are you trying to make an island of monkeys? And
Yeah.
then I was like, you know what? Maybe he's doing an island of monkeys because Japan has monkeys but doesn't have gorillas. So Japan has macaques, but then when I saw that the
Um,
monkeys weren't macaques, I was like, oh,
um,
just kidding. It's bullshit.
wait. Those, I mean, those are the other monkeys. They're not baboons. The bigger macaques. No, those are macaques, right? No, I'm gonna stop saying that now.
I thought macaques, when I think of a macaque, I think of them being like white, and I don't
Um,
think those were macaques.
no, I
Or at
thought they
least
were always like brown little noodle armed type of monkeys.
I don't think so. Well, actually, yeah.
No, I don't know then.
They kind of are. Um
Oh, I did
eh.
like Robin's little
Yeah,
henchman
Robin's little
monkey.
friend. Yeah.
Yeah, man, he was pretty
I,
great.
I did like Robin's little friend.
Yeah, him and his little monkey girlfriend. That was pretty neat. Oh man.
But yeah, I
Um,
guess I thought macaques were the ones that were white with like the red faces. But I'm
uh,
actually there are probably different versions of all of
I
them.
bet
And
that I think you're right, but they're like the winter ones, or the snowy mountain type ones.
okay, those when I think of a macaque, I think of those. So maybe there are other. Maybe Japan does have other monkeys that I don't know. Whatever.
The
I
mountain.
Yeah, I was pissed off, and then I was like, okay, maybe Japan doesn't have gorillas, but they do have monkeys. So that's how we got here. But
Mm, still.
also, I think it's just dumb that Gorilla Grodd wants to make it. Whatever.
Yeah. No,
Maybe
I'm with
maybe
you.
I'm the problem, and I'm mad for no reason.
Nah, man. When he said Island Monkeys died, it's just like, okay, yeah. I mean, why? but,
Why
uh,
though?
but again, that's kind of his thing. He does
Because
that.
but him making Gorilla City, which is what
Yeah.
he normally did. That makes sense. That tracks. That's perfect.
Yeah.
I
No, no, no.
understand Gorilla
But
City.
again, that's his thing. He just
But yeah, to
ate,
to
I guess.
make to take over and be the country of monkeys. Okay,
Yeah.
whatever.
It's just I don't. A lot of this was just weird
Eh,
choices. Let's say that.
Yes. At this once okay, so if I had to call a point where I was like, okay, I think I've had enough. It might be when everybody yelled out their transformation for their tower mech,
Yeah.
but there's gonna
When
be there's a
everything turned into Transform Power Rangers and Gurren Lagann or whatever.
yeah.
Oh man.
Well, I was like,
Oh
so all of you have a Gundam in
man.
feudal Japan. All right, that's
Oh
fine.
yeah. When everything started transforming, it's like, yeah, yeah, we've checked out now. This is
Yeah.
it.
And all y'all have one? Okay.
Yeah. Right.
So,
This is a weird one.
and again, they tried to be like, Grodd tried to, it was my plan all along. How do you think they got the technology to make this stuff? Okay.
Yeah.
How you bring
Again,
all that with you with this time machine?
explanation. That explanation was like, yes, I like that. I appreciate that. That makes sense now. But then, like you said, where we get it from? How did you just know how to do this?
How'd you bring all this shit with
Well,
you to feudal
well, he
Japan?
is a genius,
And didn't
and
Batman ruin your original plans? This wasn't your original plan. Your original plan was to send them far away.
but, yeah, to turn Gotham into Gorilla City. But now he got monkeys, so
Mm-hmm.
you
Okay.
know
Yep.
he got to adjust. He got to flip. He got to do
Yes.
what he got to do.
Yes, he does.
Oh man, yeah.
And so the Joker arrives in his like balloon and he deals with Grodd and Catwoman. And then, they're about to fall to their death. And, again, if you fall, you may or may not die. But if you get crushed, you're dead.
Yeah.
So they fall,
Mm.
and luckily the Bat family saves them. And the Joker, I guess, just know how the shogi board works
Yeah.
and just, takes over the mind control. And I guess he knows about the Castle Mech Megazord.
He
So
knows how to control it all,
all of
apparently.
it, he's aware of the entire situation
Yep. He was watching in the attic.
all along. Yep.
Yeah.
I guess he's been in the castle this whole time, so maybe, but also, what the fuck? So,
Yeah.
yeah, they all, again, Megazord into each other.
Yeah.
And, uh, Robin is in a situation where he's about to die, and so Grodd saves his life, and then Grodd is like super injured, and Grodd is like,
Okay.
"Hey,
Hang on. Pause. Pause. You just made me think of something. Why, if Grodd had the thought to, bring mechs into why did he give them the idea also? Why didn't he just make one himself instead of the extra steps? I don't
I
understand.
I guess so that all of the mechs could be built at once,
Yeah, but why? He
because he
just
had
made
mind
one
control.
big one.
Because he had mind control.
What?
I
The-
I, I can't I
Again,
can't help you because the
again,
movie had to happen.
why did he make mechs? He has mind control. I don't understand.
You're
Don't
right,
ask
he
him.
does. Uh-huh.
Oh man. Okay.
These are the right questions,
Man,
Maurice.
this is confusing, is what it is. I'm sorry. They were saving Grodd. They were falling.
No,
Continue.
no, you're right. It's
Man,
it's all just what are we doing?
what are we doing here, guys? What is happening?
And so Grodd is like, since you saved my life, I will give you control of the monkeys. Here's my flute. Play it for them, and they will do your bidding.
Yeah.
Okay. And so luckily, Robin's already got a little monkey friend.
Yeah.
And so he's like, "Oh yeah, we got it. Give me the flute. We know exactly how this thing works, and exactly
Yeah.
yeah, no, we're good."
The monkey
And
knows.
yeah, and so we see the monkey just filling holes and just
Yeah. He's just
yeah,
covering the holes in the right spot.
it's going yeah.
Oh, dude.
And
Wow.
so
Where
all
did
of
all these
them,
monkeys come from? Where?
they were all close by,
Yeah.
obviously, because I assume
Millions
Grodd
of
had
monkeys.
them close by because he
Oh,
was
you
gonna.
know what? Yeah, yeah,
This was his plan all along, I guess.
wait, yeah, wait, why? wait, wait. Why didn't he use the monkeys when he
Great
was getting
question.
jumped? I don't. Oh,
Maurice.
no, no, no. It was no. It was paralysis gas. That's right. That's right.
Oh,
That's right. Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Okay. No, no, it makes sense now. Never mind.
Yeah, I
I
forgot about that.
did.
That's how he subdued them with the
Yeah, I
paralyzing
completely
gas.
forgot. Okay.
So, yeah, Robin and his friend summon the monkeys, and they just fuse together.
First of all, no, no, pause. Wait. I feel that's how many monkeys died
Great
because
question. A
when
lot.
they climbed all, first of all, when they climbed all inside the mech and started making things go boom, those monkeys are dead. When he was shaking them off and doing all that, when he set the thing on fire, it's like those are monkeys. That's awful. What is happening? Like, dude, why are we doing
Yes,
this?
a
This is
lot
so
of
ridiculous.
a
It's
lot
so
of
over
individual
the
monkeys lost
top.
their lives.
Yes, dude. Like, man, how
And
many monkeys do we have?
yep. And then
No, Super Batman.
the bats showed up,
Super Batman, man.
and the bats fused
Oh,
with the giant monkey to form a
man.
giant Batman. And at that point, I was fucking done.
This is completely checked
That was
out.
the thing where I was like, I can't.
That's legitimately that's where I checked to see how much time was left, like three
I did
different times.
too.
I'm just like, man,
The
we gotta
first
wrap
the
this
first
up,
time I
man.
watched this movie, I
Oh,
paused it and I just sat there for like 20 minutes being like, what the fuck am I what is happening? What are we
yeah.
doing right now?
What's happening? This is
These
crazy.
these monkeys and these bats have fused into actual giant Batman.
Yeah,
Like it
yeah, man.
what the
They can
fuck?
withstand fire now, apparently.
Yeah.
Okay,
Like
sure.
how are they wearing how what?
Uh,
How,
hey, movie magic. Oh man,
how are
that
they
was
the colors? And
this is the
I
wildest DC movie I've ever seen. I can't with this,
And if
dude.
it's a bunch of individual monkeys and bats that we have seen fall apart, how did they punch through a
Yep,
mat? Like,
a mechanical
what
castle.
the
Don't
fuck
understand.
is going on here?
Oh man, I don't get it. I don't get it. Oh man.
And so this is what I'm talking about when I say anime shit done very badly.
Yep.
Because these are very anime things happening
It's
right
got
now.
all the anime tropes. Yep.
Yeah, and it's
Ninjas,
just
mech.
so terrible.
They got superpowers. Hey,
Yeah,
what is
I
going on?
what the fuck? Who summoned the
Um,
bats? How did I,
dude,
it makes no fucking sense.
uh, and their battle on top of the dude, the sword battle was like, I like what's going on, and then he cut his mask, and then he fell off the building, and then Ninja Batman. What? What is going
Yes.
on?
Don't worry. We are gonna get there.
Okay,
So yeah,
it's
no,
fine.
it's gonna happen. So,
Yeah, yeah, go ahead. My
so
bad.
first, the mind control wears off, and each member of the Bat family goes to have a boss fight. Um,
Yeah,
we see that Nightwing hits up Penguin. We see that Red Hood finds Slade. We see, I think, was it Red Robin who went to Two Fa
Deathstroke. Yeah.
Red Robin went
Oh
to,
no.
I
Yeah,
think,
Two
I think,
Face. Yeah, correct,
yeah, and
correct.
then Robin went to Poison Ivy.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, like you said, whenever Red Hood said you can take the first shot, and Slade just fucking
Boy,
missed,
what is happening? It's like, what?
I was like,
First of all,
so Slade, your good eye isn't working.
yeah. Like, what's
Okay,
happening, man?
what are we doing?
Are you blind? What is happening?
Are you blind?
What are we doing? I don't
What
understand.
what are we
Oh
doing?
man. It's just plat plat plat. I never miss. Okay. What is
Like
happening,
you
dude?
do now, I
Yeah,
guess, because what?
apparently
Mm-hmm.
this is the
Like
blind Slade.
clearly. This is the
Oh,
Slade who needs some LASIK
I
because,
mean, that was some fancy, ish though. Him jumping over, shooting the gun. I don't know why he would do that.
yep,
I feel like Red Hood would just shoot him, but
yep. Because
that's
Red Hood
fine.
obviously don't mind shooting people.
Yeah,
He's
he
made it
don't
very clear
mind
that putting
beating
people
women either.
down is on the
Jesus
table.
fucking Christ. Oh, man, he everything is on the table for him.
Yes, it is. Yes,
Man,
it is.
Jesus Christ.
So, yeah, uh, the boss
I don't know
fights,
why.
they
Yeah, that's what
happened.
I was saying. Nightwing and Penguin is like, why is that even a quote unquote battle? I don't.
There were a few of them. I was like, well, that's easy.
Yeah.
Like, like Poison Ivy's the one you got to worry about. And you sent Robin to do that
Right.
one?
But yeah, that's what I mean. Damien is pretty. He's a Batman pajama too, though. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
true.
I feel like he would struggle a lot more compared to the other battles, like a lot more.
Yeah. And maybe they
Perhaps,
figured since he's a child, the pheromones may not work. I don't know. But whatever.
yeah, nah. That was just
Um,
last in the lineup.
yeah. And so
Two Face and Red Robin. I don't even know why that was a
I
battle
think
at
that's just
all.
what was left.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
This was left over. So
I
yeah,
guess that makes sense too.
yeah, who knows? But
It's about
um
Mr. Freeze, man.
and then Joker, Batman is like, "Well, you got me. You tricked me." And
Yeah.
Joker's like, "Hell yeah, I tricked you. I had to trick myself in order to make this thing happen because it
Uh,
was all in the flower. I planted the flower which would
dude.
restore my insanity."
Like, what the fuck are we doing?
And that's
Ah.
like, I was like, "How is this getting worse?
This is some Detective Conan type stuff in a Batman movie. Why? Why?
How
Why?
is this getting worse?
In an anime Batman, in a ninja Batman movie. What are we doing? I
What are we
don't.
doing?"
I'm so confused with the mechs and the ninjutsu. What is happening? Oh man, this
And
was a
so,
wild ride.
and so then, they have a proper one-on-one samurai duel, and honestly, it's not going super well for Batman. Batman's doing
Yeah,
okay, but Joker's kind of, giving him some work a little bit.
yeah.
And Batman,
I
oh,
understand that too. It's like because he's got the crazy swings. I guess
and
he's
he's been
unpredictable.
here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true too.
Like he's
So
had the
he most
time
likely
to do
learning.
this, and Batman may know the way of a samurai, but I'm sure it's not at the forefront of his mind because he knows all the fighting styles, and so
Yeah.
all that. But then Batman is eventually like, "Fuck, am I doing using his sword?"
Yeah, instead of just punching with it in his hand. It's like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. Started giving them gut jabs and jabbing them.
Start
Yeah,
actually putting paws on
yeah.
him.
It's like, yeah, that makes sense, actually.
And then eventually Batman was like, "You know what?" Then he started losing, and Batman was like,
Yeah,
"All right, ninja beats samurai every time. So how about
boy,
I do some fucking ninja magic?"
boy, I'm gonna fall off and just appear. Just what's
Yeah.
up through the bats?
He
Wow.
fell off and
What?
then said to the Joker, "Everything is not as it appears," and literally did
Yeah,
a bat clone
yo,
jutsu.
okay, so that was pretty neat. I love that part when he was just in his ear, just like, "What's up?" Like, oh my God, what is happening? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ!
He
I
came up
love that.
behind him real close.
Yes, real close. That was like, ooh,
And
oh
then,
no,
whenever Batman was floating in the air and doing
yeah,
ninja hand signs, I was
hand
like,
signs.
that's when I was,
Oh,
what the
oh
fuck
man,
is going
oh
on here?
man.
What are we doing?
Oh, dude, this is crazy. I'm
So
saying this is a wild ride.
we have incorporated chakra and ninjutsu
Yep,
into this shit.
man, this is where it went like left all the
They
way
just
back
pulled
around.
it
Like,
straight from
what?
Naruto.
Oh, what is happening? Uh,
It was like, okay, so yeah, he uses the bat clone
Fine.
jutsu, and then when the Joker is like, "You don't have the balls to let me go,"
Yeah, I
and
love the gentle like no, oh, okay.
yeah, and
It's
then
just like, oh,
when Batman dropped him, I was like, "Good shit."
yep, yep.
And
I loved
then
it.
of course he caught him
Yeah,
because
I
I
was
thought
hoping
that
he
he
just
was
like
gonna
yeah, yeah,
just let him fall, and then
yeah.
we would have to wonder.
Or he'll fall into the water or something. Like he'll be cushioned somehow.
Yeah, but he saves him,
Nah, I
which
was low key hoping he was just like, oh, okay, okay. There you go.
I was really hoping
Like, oh,
he would
okay.
just drop him and then credits.
Yep. That's the end. We're good.
Yeah, but never that.
Yeah. Too good. Too good.
Yeah. And so, uh, they use the Quake engine and they return home. I assume they bring everybody with them, including the villains that have been subdued.
Yeah.
And then, credits. And during the credits, we see that Alfred hands Batman a tux and says, "This will be your suit for the evening, sir." And because you can't have a Batman situation without a gala.
Yeah.
I don't
Okay.
care what the Batman situation is, there has to be a gala,
Gotta
even if we didn't see him
assemble,
actually make
man.
it to the gala. And the they're in their correct time period, but the Batmobile
Man, this thing. That was
and
a tank, dude. Oh my
it was a
God.
tank, but also it's the Batmobile and you're in it as Bruce.
Yeah. No, it's well, I mean, it is, but it's not. It's just a which that was a really, really weird carriage. That was really cool, but that was strange with the ropes that were like
Yeah.
connected to the wheels and pulling. It's like, oh, that's fancy. They had a
And,
lot
and
of
it
cool
it
looking shit in this
took
movie.
up the entire street.
Yeah, that purple car, that was terrible.
Yeah.
The Joker car just bang, get out the way. I'll just take it as wide as I need. Like, oh my goodness. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it was like 3/4 of the street.
It
Like,
was
all
most
right.
of the street. Yeah, good thing the street was clear that night.
Yeah, Jesus Christ.
And then we see Catwoman, trading in some artifacts from her time, and it was like, okay, when if Batman was with
Yeah.
you whenever the when were you able to collect these? You
Well,
were paralyzed.
it was the giant vase too that
You were
brought through that bathroom.
paralyzed.
That didn't make no sense. Like,
And yeah,
what?
you were able to collect all of these things. Where the fuck did you put them?
Yes.
What,
What are you doing? What is
what
happening?
are we doing? And she's
Oh
gonna be like,
man.
"Of course I didn't leave empty-handed." All right,
Yeah. Okay.
all
Wow.
right,
So you carried that thing back, huh? Okay.
yeah. You carry,
I
yeah,
mean,
this
yeah, it was
this
probably
big
worth it.
ass, yeah, like, yeah, and I'm sure it was.
Yeah, it better have been, goddamn.
Yeah,
Because
so oh, okay.
yeah, okay.
So she sells that thing for money, and that's the movie. Maurice, scale of
Man.
1 to 10. What are
Dude, I
you
really don't
thinking?
I really don't know. Well, how about first half of the movie gets a solid 7. The second half gets probably a 3. We'll go with a 5. A solid 5.
Okay, I support that. That makes sense. Um, I'm gonna give this movie a 4
Oof. Man.
because I have to look at the whole thing. And
Okay.
the first part of it was not bad. And the movie was, again, beautifully animated, but I didn't love the voice cast. And there were so many things about this movie that I hated. Not that
So
I just
many.
didn't like,
So
but that
fucking
I
many.
actively
Oh,
hate.
fucking oh, Jesus.
Like, it was just,
Yep.
it's just not good. And maybe, like, I will say, actually, I can't even say that. I was gonna say I hated it less the second time, but I don't know if that's true.
I'm not watching this again. No,
Never,
no, no. No, sir.
never.
No, sir. I mean, it
I
was still entertaining, but I would say watch it once. You do not need to watch it again. I
You don't need
guarantee
to
you.
watch it a
I
second time because I,
guarantee
I
you.
I can attest it
Yep.
does not need to be watched a second time.
Jesus, man.
Again,
Mm.
there are some beautiful things in it, and you can just like YouTube clips of the early parts of the movie
Yeah.
if you need it.
Yeah.
But like this was a rough one. I
Yeah.
do not have very many good things to say about this movie. It is ass. Like
Right.
it is it and I don't know if it is the worst DC animated film, but so far
So far that
in
I know of.
this series of podcast episodes, it is the worst one.
And I am honored to be the one to do it. Oh man, this is great. This is so
Yeah.
great.
So for
Oh,
episode
man.
50, yeah, I gave y'all the movie that I like the least that
Whew.
I can think of
Oh,
because
man.
boy oh boy
Boy, oh boy. That
was
was a
this
movie.
one not good.
Yeah.
And it's not even a time period issue. This came out in 2018.
Yeah,
So like this is way
man.
too late of a movie to be this bad.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, um it gets a 4 because that animation is doing some heavy lifting. And there are some people who probably aren't big fans of that animation style, but I cannot deny the fact that it was very well animated.
Yeah,
Um, like across the movie. But
correct. It even switches
yeah,
at one point,
yeah,
which
there
is
were.
still gorgeous. It's like, man, that's crazy. They did really good with that. The
But that's
animation.
where all the money went.
Yep, they're good.
The money did not go
Good.
to the storyboard. And honestly, they could have, like,
What?
with all the shit that they did, they could have
Whoa,
saved
whoa,
on some
whoa,
of the animation.
whoa! You didn't like the story, Spencer? What? No, no way.
It was
I
my
can't
favorite
believe it.
part of this.
Oh,
That's,
okay, good. Whew, you scared
yeah.
me. Okay. Oh, good Lord, man, that's crazy.
This is big yikes.
This is a big yikes,
This is
man.
big yikes.
But again, I recommend a watch. A
I
solid
recommend
one watch.
a watch.
Correct.
And, it's one of those things where, like, if you watch it with the right person, it's probably
Oh, I'm
entertaining
sure it's
because of how
magnificent.
bad it is.
Yeah.
Great movie to make fun of.
Oh, absolutely, dude.
And yeah, like this, it's rough. Like
Man, it's pretty
that's
rough, dude.
that's what I have to say about it. But
Uh,
anything else on the movie?
no, no,
That's what I thought. Okay,
we
good.
good.
Me too.
Excellent movie. Oh well, hey, wait, well, I, I, I kind of like, but don't like that Harley Quinn was just her, original sidekick character. I have a love hate with that, but
Okay.
other than that, it's all right. I'd say it's pretty
Okay.
good. I'd say,
Okay.
yeah, give it a watch. A watch.
A watch.
Yes.
All right. In the next episode. Oh, that was terrible. I'm gonna try that again. My Lord. And we're gonna leave it in. We're gonna leave it in.
Okay.
We're not gonna edit that out. We're gonna leave it in.
What are you doing?
In the next episode, we will be discussing Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. So until then, salutations.